If the sky opened tonight, would you be ready? Ryan Carter never worried about eternity. He worried about bills, deadlines, and weekend plans. Faith was something his grandmother talked about at Thanksgiving dinner, not something he built his life around. Until the night everything changed. It began with a sound that didn't belong to this world. Not thunder, not an explosion. A trumpet, deep, shaking, powerful, echoing across the sky. Ryan was leaving his office in downtown Los Angeles when every screen in Times Square-style display windows suddenly went black. Phones lost signal. Car alarms started blaring. The air felt charged, heavy, like the atmosphere before a massive storm. Then the car in front of him drifted slowly across the intersection and crashed into a traffic light. No brakes, no reaction, just impact. People ran toward the vehicle. The driver's door was closed. The engine was running, but the seat was empty. Clothes lay collapsed where a body should have been. Confusion spread instantly. Screams filled the streets. Within seconds, more crashes echoed through the city. A bus rolling uncontrolled, a motorcycle sliding across pavement, and then someone shouted, "Look at the sky!" Ryan looked up, and his breath stopped. The clouds were splitting apart in a circular opening of radiant golden light. It wasn't lightning, it wasn't fire, it was something holy, something powerful beyond description. And rising toward that light were people, real people, lifting off the ground as if gravity had lost its hold. Some with tears streaming down their faces, some with expressions of peace. In a flash, they were gone, just gone. Across America, across the world, millions vanished in the blink of an eye. News anchors disappeared mid-sentence, pilots vanished mid-flight, children missing from bedrooms, churches half empty, nightclubs still full. The pattern became undeniable. Ryan's chest tightened as one memory replayed in his mind. His grandmother saying, "Jesus is coming back. Don't wait until it's too late." He had rolled his eyes. He had said, "That's symbolic," but this wasn't symbolic. This was happening. Emergency alerts flooded every remaining device. Global crisis, mass disappearance event, government response in progress. Military jets roared overhead, sirens screamed endlessly. Smoke began rising from parts of the city where planes had fallen. Panic turned to terror when the light in the sky intensified one final time. In that brilliance stood a figure, radiant, authoritative, unmistakable, arms extended, not in anger, but in power. For a moment, time itself felt frozen. Then the light slowly began to close. The opening in the clouds sealed. The trumpet sound faded. Darkness returned. But it wasn't normal darkness. It was the kind that feels heavy, final. Ryan fell to his knees on the pavement. Around him, people were crying, praying, screaming, some still denying what they had just seen. But deep down, he knew the truth. The rapture had happened, and he was still here. He rushed home, hands shaking. On his kitchen counter sat the Bible his grandmother gave him years ago. He had never opened it. Now it lay open to one verse, "Be ready." His heart pounded as realization settled in. The world hadn't ended, it had entered something worse. Because if this was the rescue, then what comes next is judgment. Cities burning, government scrambling for control, a leader rising with promises of peace, a world desperate for answers, willing to follow anyone who claims to have them. Ryan stared at the dark sky through his window and whispered the question that now echoed across the entire planet. Am I prepared? Because when that trumpet sounds, there will be no warning text, no countdown, no second chance to rewind time. The question isn't whether it will happen. The question is whether you will be ready when it does.